At number 4, it's the Texas Longhorns. What I love most, and we'll talk about talent, we'll talk about personnel, all that stuff's great. They have great star power and they have great coaching continuity. That's what I love most about this Texas team. With what Steve Sarkisian's built, retaining coaches, making sure his offensive line coach, Kyle Flood, is there. He's also titled with the offensive coordinator, but Steve Sarkisian calls the plays. Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, has been there now 5 years. I mean, these guys have spent a lot of time together, and they're on the heels of back-to-back semifinal performances. Usually, when you have that kind of success, a lot of those coaches get taken elsewhere. That has not happened as often on Steve Sarkisian's staff. So I love the coaching continuity, and the star power is off the charts. You look at the wide receiver room, it's packed full of blue chip players. You look at the amount of starters that they lofted in the NFL draft on the defensive side alone. Well, the defensive side might even be more star-studded than it was a year ago. I haven't even mentioned Arch Manning. Arch Manning is arguably the most famous player in college football and has started just 2 games. Now, the potential is off the charts, but what I love most about Arch is how he's approached his own development. I think he's poised for stardom, no doubt about it, partly because of what surrounds him. But I also look, too, at just how he's handled the spotlight. I think he has the right mentality to approach this season. I think he's going to have a fantastic year. But also, too, I think this is going to be a team that's going to hang their hat on the defense side of the football. Because some of the guys they have, it might be the best defense in America. Some of the guys they have at all 3 levels are off the charts good. It starts kind of in the middle with a guy that can do absolutely anything on the football field at Anthony Hill. 113 tackles last year, 60.5 for a loss, had 8 sacks. He forced 4 fumbles. He's a no doubt All-American, probably going to be drafted in the first round, can do so many different things on the football field, but he is not alone. I think you have a freshman All-American in Colin Simmons who returns as an edge rusher. He's going to be a take over the game guy, I think, day 1 against Ohio State. His emergence has allowed a guy like Trey Moore to maybe get a few more reps off the ball. He's naturally going to still rush the passer on 3rd down, I'd imagine, but he's going to be able to become a little bit more versatile because you still have Ethan Burke. You still have a lot of really quality pieces in the back end. Michael Taft is a guy that can do a lot of great things there at safety. They have stars all over the field, and they have great coaching continuity. That's what I absolutely love about the Longhorns this year. Here's what concerns me is the offensive line. I talked about it a little while ago when describing Georgia. Supposed to have a top offensive line. You look at the recruiting trail, you look at how they played, and all of a sudden they become a huge liability. Well, that's kind of where things are this year for Texas. There are so few question marks about this team. This has to be the most glaring question mark. Now, I think the left tackle, Trevor Gooseby, is going to be great. He made a handful of starts last year against top-level competition, filled in admirably when some of their tackles got banged up. I think he's going to be a plug and play. No doubt about it. He'll be just fine. Not at all concerned about the right guard and DJ Campbell. I think he's going to be fantastic. He played last year, will play again, and I think he'll play at a really high level. Yes, at center, they have a guy in Cole Hudson who was kind of their 6th man last year, a guy that would fill in at any spot if a guy got banged up. He's played in 38 career games. He's got 13 career starts. He's played 1,251 career snaps. The problem with those 1,251 career snaps, they've all been at guard. He has taken 0 snaps at center. Doesn't mean he can't, doesn't mean he hasn't done it in practice, but in live game action, we have not seen him anchoring the middle of that offensive line. And with a relatively inexperienced quarterback, there's going to be an awful lot on Cole Hudson's shoulders to make sure protections and communication is really good along that front. So that is a question mark for me, even though I don't think talent is in question. They still got to figure out what's going on at left guard, still got to figure out what's going on at right tackle. I think all in all, the talent is there, but will they have the cohesiveness necessary to make a run and become an outstanding offensive line by season's end? That is the question mark right now for the Texas Longhorns.